Now that Jerusalem has been destroyed, and it's been destroyed at this point, now the new Jerusalem is going to come down. And God is going to reestablish the order the way that He always wanted to have it on earth, and there's going to be a paradise here. And John says, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Jesus told this story. He set this whole thing up. He fed 5,000 people to get them to think about bread. They followed him around after he walked on the water just so he could tell them that it's not about here. It's not about now. And there's some people in John's audience that had trouble with the fact that Jesus actually was flesh. They had trouble with this idea that God became flesh. John emphasizes that so many times in his gospel. And that had to do with some Greek philosophies that they were part of, that they'd grown up with. That there was the spiritual and there was material, and the two would never, ever, ever, ever meet. And therefore Jesus could not have a body. And John said, oh no. Oh no. The divine became flesh and blood. And God said, need to eat. Every Sunday. Every Sunday. We partake of something that represents His body and His blood, because this isn't a fairy tale. This is a man. God became man. And He didn't do it so we could have a free lunch. And He didn't do it so we could have this great carefree life with everything we just ever wanted, and then we actually even do it so we could have this great church where everybody got along. He gave His life so we could have eternal life. And He said, you know, if you don't partake, then I don't have any part of you. And God hasn't called you to it. And if you want to keep working for food that spoils, if you want to keep focused on that, if you want to look to me and say, Jesus, you need to take care of this and this and this and this and this in my life, then you've missed what He's already done. And you could try to make Him king by force, but you're going to find that Jesus is not going to be there. If you are drawn to the sacrifice of Jesus, if you're drawn to the very fact that He became flesh so He could understand your life, and that He made that sacrifice so that you wouldn't have to die. He made that sacrifice so you could live forever with your Creator. If you are drawn to that, don't ask Him for a free lunch. Let Him be Lord. Let Him be Lord. Focus on what He focuses on. Think the way that He thinks. Forgive the way He forgives. Accept the way He accepts. Love the way He loves. This morning, we're going to take the Lord's Supper together. This morning, we are going to enjoy a commonness, a communion in the sacrifice of Jesus, the fact that He became flesh and blood. And this morning, it's our prayer that you let Jesus be Lord of your spiritual life and rejoice in all He's done for you. Don't try to make Him king by force. Don't tell Him how to be king. Know that He has taken care of your spiritual needs. Know how much He cares about you. He's waiting. He's waiting at the supper. He's waiting at the table. We're going to partake that table together. We're going to sing a song to prepare our minds for the Lord's Supper.